Hey guys, Professor Bill, Comic Book University, and just rewatched. This is like the fourth time I think that I'm watching this Black Panther trailer. It actually came out several hours ago. Psst, whatever. Uh, I said I was going to do a review on it and several other outlets that I put out, so I'm putting this out even though it's so late because I feel that maybe, just maybe, I can contribute something to it. Now, I don't do those typical reaction videos anymore. I've done a couple of them. I can't monetize on them for some reason. Psst, whatever. And let's be realistic. Do you really want to see me sitting there going, I mean, like, that's silly. Case in point, you were laughing. I was laughing. So let's just talk about the trailer in general. Let's just get right to the nitty gritty. This trailer was amazing. This trailer was out of this world. The trailer doesn't have the right. Hey, what's up, Isaiah Quinn? What's going on, brother? This trailer had no right being this damn good. Okay, no trailer has a right to be this damn good. This was amazing. I didn't have any problems with the idea of putting Eric Killmonger as the bad guy in this, but I kind of did want to see Manape profiles on my channel. Every Tuesday and Saturday I put one out. And on Saturday, whichever one I put out, I'll typically do a storyline on that character also called Spotlight on Story. Joshua's Books, what's up, man? With minimal face movement. Yeah. I think you are supposed to. There are supposed to be rules for awful abortion of a movie called Fan Four Stick. And I am glad, however, that Marvel is giving him a chance to redeem himself. Then I saw the haircut. Now, in Jakarta, the Eric Killmonger, he eventually changed his name to Eric Killmonger. He has hair similar to that, but not that style. It looks like the wind started blowing from behind and then just tilted a little bit to the right. So it looks good, though. It looks good. I wasn't sure about his hair either. Yeah, I wasn't sure about that because I'd really only been seeing it in stills. You know what I'm saying? So he'll just be standing there or he's not moving. Maybe it's a video and he's not moving much, but most of the time it's a photograph. And I'm just like, yeah, I'm not buying it. But then I realized with this trailer that I'd forgotten who Michael B. Jordan is. Creed, anyone? Amazing actor. It has his acting chops at such a young age. That's impressive. But I'd forgotten, like, just the simple things. His gait, you know, when he walks. Like, when he's doing the Eric Killmonger walk, he's leaning forward, like he's walking uphill. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got to kind of lean your base forward to go up, or like you're walking against the wind. I mean, he's really into it. The Dude Abides, Great and Chronicle. Exactly. That was the first movie that he was in. The superhero movie that he was in. Also with Josh Trank. Josh Trank did a good job on that one. Anyway, he's really pulling this off. And honestly, the hair is something where I'm like, oh, there's the hair. Oh, yeah, he's walking. Cool. Like, literally, that's exactly what's going through my mind. You know what I'm saying? So it was pretty good. Hey, Raven, what's up? Welcome back. So, yeah, it was, I don't know, it's hard to really put a thumb on this, but this is a really, really amazing looking trailer. I will do an explained in a minute for Eric Killmonger. I'll have to do that in November, though, because I want to kind of do some Halloween-themed ones this month. And this movie's not coming out until frickin' February anyway. And I also want to do a couple of the Justice League characters. Specifically, I'd like to do Aquaman and Cyborg. I don't think enough people really know who these guys actually are. There's still a lot of people who think that Aquaman rides a giant seahorse. I mean, come on, man, that was one cartoon. Maybe two. But, yeah, I want to get a lot of these things out, but I'm a huge fan of this. I wonder if they will turn Shuri, T'Challa's sister, into the female Black Panther in the next Black Panther movie. I'm hoping not. I want him to have 3 full movies. All right, maybe at the end of the third, or maybe in the middle of the third one, because she wasn't really for too long the Black Panther, you know what I'm saying? However, that is probably one, like, I'm going to get a little bit raunchy here. That is probably one of the best boob shots ever when she's in the Black Panther suit and leaning back against the tree and all that stuff. That's just like one of those, yeah, I know your eyes are up there, but that's not what I'm interested in. Like, that's a really, I love that drawing. That's an amazing drawing. I don't watch many trailers anymore. They spoil almost everything, like Civil War trailer. It spoiled Spidey. It did. At the very end, it finally did spoil Spidey. But it was to build up the hype and to, let people know what was going on. And that's one of the kind of things. I know what you're saying. But, for the most part, they haven't spoiled anything yet. They haven't really spoiled anything yet. I was hoping to see a little bit more of M'Baku, the man-ape. He's my favorite of the Black Panther villains. Absolutely, just the way he's drawn. The visual of him alone is superb. It's out of this world. Look, just this big, gigantic dude just leaning in and looking at you. You want to fight me, little man? Love it. But Eric Killmonger's good. He's really good. I'm glad they got the mask for him. I'm not disappointed in that style of a mask. They got a bunch of people in here. They've got the Nightshade, which the last time I seen her was in Occupy Avengers. She became a good guy. I am really happy to see her because she's an amazing assassin. She's really dangerous. And yeah, she was trained by Nighthawk most recently. Don't get in her way. So I'm really glad to see her. You want White Wolf for the next villain? I'm down. But no, I want to see the White Gorillas. Personally, I know M'Baku's supposed to be in this, but I hope it's just a setup for what's going to happen next time, because he has taken the throne several times, and I do like that his stance is very different from T'Challa's. What do you call it? I liked seeing Angela Bassett in this. God, that woman just does not age. Man, she does not age. But I think I really wrestled with, am I going to talk about this? Because I don't like to get too personal with a lot of things. But I am going to say, I'm whatever. I'm just kind of resolute in whatever. My wife is actually African, and she watched the trailer with me. I'd watched the trailer, and then I was like, babe, come on and check this out. She watches it. She's like, I want to watch that again. I was like, really? Because, she supports my comic book addiction and all that stuff. She'll buy me comic books, when she's out. And she's like, hey, I was swinging by the comic book shop and I grabbed your pull list. Thank you. Thank you very much. She'll buy me a couple of my figures once in a while. She sees something and she knows I talk about this character. Or I say, it's coming out and things like that. The handshake thing, yeah, that actually looked cool. The dude Abide is talking about the handshake thing, when it comes up, it's like, like that. That looked organic. Like the first time I saw it, I'm like, because it cuts out too quick. But when I got to see the second, third, and this time fourth time, it looks totally organic. It looks like they're really just, I haven't seen you in forever. What's going on? Like they're doing something that they've done from childhood, but they haven't seen each other for a long time, and they're doing it again. And it's like, they're a little bit awkward because of the body. And they both did it the exact same way, which is obviously it's choreographed, but the body language, saying that's harder to choreograph. The moves, whatever, anybody could do the freaking Macarena if you watch it enough times, but that actually felt very organic. But do you know who T'Challa's love interest is in the movie? Isaiah, no, I don't. I don't know if he's even going to be bothered with that, honestly. And to be extra frank on this, I'm really hoping that Marvel, I just got finished doing my review for The Gifted a little bit before this. I'm really hoping that Marvel and Fox can come to an agreement, because even though I don't want to see Halle Berry as Storm, you know exactly where I'm going with this, I'm really hoping they can work out things together just so that I could see Aurora taking her rightful freaking place as his queen. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm really looking forward to seeing that. That would be great. But anyway, the thing about, that my wife said was after she watched it for the second time, she says, this is therapeutic. Like, really? Okay, that's an interesting choice of words. And if you follow what's going on overseas, there's always something going on overseas. You know what I'm saying? But if you follow deeply, what's going on overseas, there's a lot of mess going on. Just a whole lot of, it's really out of control. All the problems that we have in the States, you know what I'm saying? I'm in Canada, but, I am from the States. So all the problems that we have there, it's like they're the same problems, but they're exacerbated a lot more over there. And, she deals with a lot of stress of what's going on over there. The family, like that's the conversations that usually happen all the time. Did you hear about what's going on back at home? All sorts of really crazy things like that. And it's really stressful for her. It's stressful for me to see her have to go through stuff like that. To see her watch this, and guys, call me whatever you want. I could honestly care less. I've heard it all in the military. I've heard it all. So whatever. But dealing with colonialism and knowing that that's the reason why there are third world countries still to this day in the world. She says, seeing something like this, like she wishes that there really was a place like Wakanda, and I can't blame her. I wish there was a place like freaking Wakanda. You know what I'm saying? I'd be like, excuse me, gonna need a passport. I don't even want to just visit. No, I'm gonna need a passport. I want to be able to come anytime I want. But to her, she's like, this is actually therapeutic to see that these kinds of problems could, or at least somebody in the world sees that these kinds of problems could be worked out, and that something great could come from where her heart is, like that was actually cool. And of course, clearly that's not something I'm going to realize on my own. So hearing the explanation was actually really cool, and it really just builds up my love for the Black Panther and the Black Panther movie that's coming out even more. So literally, if there's anything that I could add to that, it would be like what my wife has said. And I just figured I would share that for whatever. That's just the way I look at it. And yeah, that's awesome. That's awesome that a movie is able to do something like that. You know what I'm saying? Wonder Woman was cool. I don't know what it actually did for women's rights, but it did actually pull off something where, hey, look, here, all of a sudden now you can have, women in a lead superhero movie. Awesome. Marvel was going to do that anyway. But it's rightful that William Moulton Marston's creation, Wonder Woman, should be able to go first. But now that it's done, can we also have a Black Widow movie? Is that a possibility? We're already scheduled to have a Batgirl movie. Like, can we have a Black Widow movie now with Scarlett Johansson? Is that a possibility? But talking about this now, this is cool. This is something that it's not just for me, it's literally just a superhero movie, a character who I loved when I was a kid. I love Black Panther because Captain America looked up to the Black Panther in many regards. You know what I'm saying? It's like he's got stuff that I don't have, and that was always great to see something like that. The best way to build up a character is to have another beloved character talk up that character. And nobody talked up the Black Panther like Captain America did. And I'm always a huge Captain America fan, so naturally I became a Black Panther fan, And I'm glad to see that this movie could potentially do just that. And clearly on a much wider platform, Let's finish up these comments in here. There's only a few. Isaiah, I heard someone say that Disney should make a Wakanda theme land for Disney Park. You know how quick I would be there if they did? That would be awesome. The Dude Abides. Captain Marvel movie. Maybe. I'm going to say something mean. As long as Margaret Stoll isn't writing it, I think it might be good. That's my mean thing to say for the day. All right. And anybody who doesn't know, Margaret Stoll is apparently a very good young adult writer. She writes a lot of novels in the young adult section. Apparently pretty popular, pretty famous, but I'm not a huge fan of her Captain Marvel. She writes for the current Mighty Captain Marvel comic, and I'm not a fan of it. I don't get mad at comics very often. It just doesn't make sense. But, I like being a happy person. I am a happy person, but sometimes when you butcher a character, Captain Marvel is on my look at my my podcast thing that I've got there. Like, Captain Marvel's on there. I love Captain Marvel. She's right next to Miss Marvel, her old anyway. So yeah, and just seeing her written like that is not cool. So honestly, I think that the movie will be good. I think it'll be really good. Marvel wouldn't put it out otherwise. Anyway, and the Dude Abide agrees. Okay, so that's really all I've got. If I did add anything to the conversation, awesome. If not, So, wow, 15 minutes I was talking. I swear to God, it felt like 3. Well, maybe 5. Anyway, yeah, looking forward to this. This is only the second trailer. The third trailer is the one where if there's any kind of a spoiler in there, that's what's going to release. Oh, in case anyone's wondering, again, I will do an explained in a minute for Killmonger. But I will also have to do, I must do a review for Claw, Ulysses Claw. That's like the only white guy that's in the movie, besides the guy who had T'Challa prisoner. And you saw him in the first trailer. You only heard him in the beginning of this trailer. That reporter that you saw, he was the one that was talking. He was doing the narration in the very beginning. I've seen gods fall from the sky. That guy. But yeah, he actually raised. He invaded Wakanda. And then he actually killed T'Chaka. That's T'Challa's father, the predecessor to the current administration, the current Black Panther. He's actually the one who killed T'Chaka, unlike what happened in the movies. And then he was chased out. On his way out, he took several slaves, several of the Wakandans as slaves, killing their parents along the way. One of those kids that he took was actually N'Jaka, and that is, and eventually he went on to get, he got an MBA, and he also got a degree in one of the engineering fields. I forget which one. Maybe it was just regular, like, electrical engineering. I really don't remember. I think they just said in general it was an engineering degree, but there's electrical engineering, there's civil engineering, there's mechanical engineering, there's lots of different kinds of engineering. There's chemical engineering nowadays, for crying out loud. So just an engineering degree. Cool. Maybe it's business engineering. Anyway, and he's a really smart guy, and he is a master tactician, and because of his engineering degree, he's actually really good with math, which makes him great at economics also, which means that of all the people who could replace T'Challa, besides Shuri, Eric Killmonger would be it. In fact, they've actually named of one of the villages after him, which is interesting. One of the Burnin. This is one of the names that Ta-Nehisi Coates wrote. Masterful writer. Freaking masterful writer. Burnin is the name. It means town in Wakandan, the fictional language of Wakandan. So you'll have Burnin this, Burnin that, Burnin those, all these different Burnins. And for the most part, all of the official Burnins, all of the official towns or cities are named after former Black Panthers, so former kings of Wakanda. So the idea that someone named a village after Eric Killmonger, knowing that they're going to get in trouble for it, that says a lot. So he does actually have a lot of supporters, and he does still faithfully follow Ulysses Claw, which is the weirdest thing, right? But I guess he eventually raised him as a son. Maybe it's a form of Stockholm syndrome. I don't know, whatever. Your guess is as good as mine. But that's actually the gist of his story. And yeah, I'll explain it in a much quicker term than that. But him or Geordie LaForge, who's a better engineer? Probably Geordie LaForge. That comes way in the future, right? The dude abides. Nice one. Plus, he was Kunta Kinte, so they've actually got a lot in common, if you could believe it. Anyway, yeah, that's all I got. So, 19 minutes worth of good stuff there. All right, guys. See you later, dude. Thanks, guys, for showing up. Professor Bill, Comic Book University. Good night. Class dismissed.